Yes, that is a castle. Guthrie Castle in Scotland, to be exact. This is the home of Dan Pena, the $50 billion man. I just went for a run outside. It is a little cold, but I'm just cooling off. And I just had a thought about the type of people you surround yourself with. I've been here almost a week right now, and I've been spending 10, 12 hours a day with a guy like Dan Pena, with 25 people that have paid a price to action and flown from all around the world in order to learn and get better. And by doing that, I've surrounded myself with a completely different peer group that I normally wouldn't hang out with. And it's fascinating to see how it changes my vibration. And I don't know who you normally hang out with. Most people are stuck with their family, their friends from a long time ago, maybe some coworkers. And as I think the late Jim Rohn said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And, you know, what do these people talk about? I think one time it was Eleanor Roosevelt that said, great people talk about ideas, average people talk about events, and weak people talk about other people. And so just ask yourself right now, what are the conversations you're having with your friends and family? Are they bitching about people in their lives? Do you ever have someone that's talking about money all the time? This costs this, and this costs this, and I can't believe how much this costs. Or talking about stupid events, or talking about, Love Island or something like that. Or are they talking about the future? Are they talking about things they want to do? Are they talking about concepts, about how to get better, how to vibrate on a higher frequency? That's first what you want to ask yourself. And if you're not having those conversations about ideas and the future, then there's something wrong. I know another friend of mine says, the people that you talk with, are they talking about the past, the present, or the future? You know, and we all know that guy who talks about that winning touchdown he threw in high school, right? Or back in the day, I used to do this. Or remember that time that we used to drink all those beers and, oh, that was a great time. Why are you talking about the past? It's over, yeah? And the present, what's that really going to get you? I love talking about the future. And that's why I'm here this week, because I'm planning my future, a big, bodacious future. And as Dan says, he said, you'll never overshoot your highest expectations. Never overshoot it. You'll always come a little bit short. So his main regret in life is not having bigger goals. This is a guy who lives in a 500-year-old castle, who's created nearly $1 trillion in net wealth, value, and equity for other people. And he thinks he had low expectations. He could have been more. So what does that mean about your goals? And so I just want you to think about how you can change things up and get yourself around the right kinds of people. And do whatever you have to do it, because your very life depends on it. The future of your children, the future of your ancestors depends on who you surround yourself with, period. Now, I've managed to engineer through this crazy thing called London Real a way that I get 100 of the greatest minds in the whole planet to come by my studio and talk to me for 3 hours. I mean, that's the greatest gig in the world. That's how I met Mr. Pena. That's how I meet all sorts of amazing people. So I've engineered this great peer group into my life. How can you do that? Really, what can you do? And, there is a pay price to action. It's going to cost you something. I paid up to come to this. People pay to be in my academy. I paid to go to MIT. People pay to belong to really important clubs, to go to schools, to take trips to places, to attend classes. And people on the other side of the coin, the ones that are probably talking about events and people, talking about the past and the present, they're saying, I can't afford it. And it just always makes me laugh. You're probably going to literally spend millions of dollars in your life, and yet you can't afford this one little thing that literally could 10x, 100x your life, your children's life, your great-grandchildren's lives. So something to meditate on today. And I like to be kind of harsh about this, because I was at a point in my life where I just hung out with a bunch of people that all they did all day was just get fucked up. And what happened to me? That's all I did all day. I wasn't around anyone that was becoming a high-performance person. And even when I met Dan Pena 6 years ago in my studio, I was thinking small with London Real. And it took a peer group like him to say, hey, Brian, you can be more than this. I want you to be all you can be. And that's why I love spending time with Dan, because even now he's not satisfied with my progress. Maybe he never will be. but it's just, those are the kind of pushes that are literally priceless, you know? I mean, I don't know. I'd probably be in a depressive funk right now if I hadn't met this crazy old man. And I'd probably still be in that studio with my skater clothes, trying to be cool and running away from money and being depressed and broke as a joke and having minimal impact with my show. Now I can have maximal impact. And it's all because of my peer group. So I'll leave that on you, but have a hard look around you. Pull out your phone. Actually, pull out your phone right now. Do this exercise for me and look at the last 10 text messages you received. In my opinion, these are the people that you bring closely into your life. Look at those names. Are any of those people building $1 million business? Are any of those people writing a book? Are any of those people giving a TED Talk? Are any of those people what you would call high performance people? The answer is probably no. Who you hanging out with, as Dan Pena says, losers. That's who you're hanging out with. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. So think about that and think about how you can engineer mentors, a peer group, high performance people into your life, and then pull the trigger and take action now. Don't think about it because your brain is going to say, oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it this weekend. I can't do it now. I don't have the money. I just got married. I just got divorced. I just had a kid. They just left for college. There's always an excuse not to get out of your comfort zone. But when you're on that deathbed one day and you can see that beep, 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 and you think to yourself, I wasted my whole life. I don't want you to do that. So take some action now. All right, I'm going to get suited and booted. Dinner's in the castle tonight. I'm hanging out with 25 amazing men and women who are going to take their lives to the next level. I'm literally hanging out with future billionaires. And money isn't everything, but it shows some type of level of accomplishment and commitment. These people are going to be on the covers of magazines, running major corporations, and I'm hanging out with Pena too, and he's always a lot of fun. So, all right, peace. London Real. Pull the trigger. Do something.